So we started it off as a weekend camp in Cuenca, and then until it started growing, so we had to. She went ahead. She left her job in Makati, and then she went full time. And then months later, that's the time I followed.
Both of us are also licensed teachers. So when we left our jobs, Abe was in a headhunting firm, I was in the Chilean embassy. Our background, obviously, our school background was totally different from what we had actually pursued, because we didn't think we would really pursue our passion, which was football. So we said, okay, how do we make ourselves, how do we build on our credentials? I mean, we have the football background. Apart from the coaching courses, we decided to get licensed as teachers. So we went back to school in the evenings, we took 18 units of education, and then took the board exam for teachers. I mean, at the time, we were like 23 years old, and we were like, okay, this is what we love to do. But it had reached a point where it was like, we could keep it like this. We do this on the weekends, and we keep our jobs, which we did love our jobs. But what we were really passionate about, one was working with kids, and two was the sport, the football. Are we gonna take a chance and risk going all out with this? Because that's the only way you can really make something work, if you really are all in 100%. Since then, we never looked back, because things just, I guess people appreciated what we did, and they saw a difference in our approach to teaching kids, and also I think they appreciate that it's very personal in that sense. I mean, we know our kids, and we also have this belief that you can never know enough as a coach. Like, we're constantly taking workshops, coaching courses, anything we can do to uplift and to expand our knowledge. We have a lot that are very specifically Futbol Fanatics, homegrown drills, etc. Ideas, concepts that we've invented on our own. Part of our curriculum also is based on our experience as players. Part of it is also
from what we've experienced, also from what we see, what works with the kids.
I mean, we've been to Spain as tourists many times, but as coaches, this was our first time to approach, Spain as a football country in that sense. Yeah, and see how they break down. And the community really just like totally supports. Okay, like even those weekend games that they're so used to, you see a lot of people there watching. They're there on the sideline because the bleachers are very well done in the smallest communities. They make everything convenient for the kids. They have a lot of games for the children, but like I said, that's only possible if you have the facilities. If you have a place in the center of your town where everybody can gather and play. That makes all the difference, really. And then, of course, our tie-up there, we were able to go to different cities because we were tied up with Sedifa, who took us to Malaga, to Sevilla, to Antequera, to Campinas. We went to places where we got to experience the local teams from each of those cities. So it's not that we don't have great coaches here, great players. We do. The Philippines has so much potential. But I think we're lacking in, of course, the facilities and the way in which we can really help cultivate that football culture. We need the pitches. No, I'm not kidding. That is the root of it. That for us, that's everything.
From what we saw in Spain. So the most important thing is really the pitches, because everything, the drills, the exposure, that's what the kids see. And when you implement your drills, it's like everything else follows.
And you need the space.
You need the space. Yeah. It's like the ones we have here, sometimes some pitches have grass here, some don't. Okay, that's a little bit not, well,
we're not saying that you can't learn football without a beautiful pitch, without an artificial. You can. I mean, the kids in Brazil, they're on the streets. Right. The kids we've seen here in Tondo, they're excellent players, and they're literally learning barefoot and on the streets. You still can. But if we're talking about uplifting the quality and the youth program, the grassroots program in our country, if we're looking at that scale na, even the size of the pitches, we can only take in a certain number of players per venue depending on the capacity of the field. So imagine for us what it feels like to have to tell a kid, I'm sorry, but there's literally no more space on the field. We take in as much as we can. We maintain a certain ratio of coaches and kids. But if there's really no more space, we can't sacrifice the quality of the training for all the kids. We have a reservation policy. We ask the kids to reserve a slot so we're able to know how many are coming that day. But it has happened that in some camps, especially during the summer, we have to close enrollment because they don't fit anymore. In terms of accepting students, we have kids who've never touched a ball in their lives, started with us complete beginners, and we have kids from varsity teams of Ateneo, La Salle. They all come to us for extra training because they feel that we have good technical training for the kids.
They have to be in training early morning or in the afternoon. They have to be on time, so that's one thing. They have to be disciplined. Of course, following also their coaches, or they have to know how to follow and be able to also set a good example to the other players. And since, like what I said earlier, it's a team sport, so being able to work with other players, or if they're done with football, when they go off to work, they get to be part of a group in their jobs and whatever they do after that. It's easier for them to be able to work with other people.
All the things that we needed to actually survive in a working environment. We felt a lot of the traits that we had were not just because of school, but it was from being part of a team. Like, we were just more tolerant to, let's say, how your bosses are with you, because you're used to taking instructions from authority. I mean, we had a really tough coach in college, so we were used to that, working under pressure, like you said, being with a team and having to work as a unit and adjust to different types of people and to work towards a common goal. And we have a lot of kids that definitely will not pursue this as a profession. We have a lot of parents who enroll their kids just to get the benefits of being in a social sport and in teamwork. But it's so great to see how the parents also appreciate the way their children have become more outgoing. They become, let's say, better listeners. We have a lot of kids who maybe have been diagnosed with ADHD or ADD, and the parents tell us, you know, how our program has helped them follow instructions or stay focused, and it does a lot for a child in terms of the traits and the values that they pick up, because it's really not just about football. It really is not. We set up a whole like touring program. Like they got to tour Madrid. They got to go to stadiums and really experience football culture in Spain. They went to the Malaga FC Stadium, the one in Madrid. They met the consul of the Philippines, Andalusia, so that they're also well-rounded individuals. And we want to shape them into those. We told the parents, this program, it's not just about making them the best player, you know, in the Philippines. No, it's about coming home and saying, what did I get out of that experience? The kids learn to manage their money. They learn to be responsible for their things. They were folding it. They learn how to eat without overstuffing their plate. I mean, a lot of things. The parents came back and said, I feel like my kid has grown so much. And that's what we need. We need good players on and off the field. Good players that whether they win or lose, you know, they're still whole. And I think, you know, it can be achieved through football, definitely. I'm Candice del Rosario, the Program Director of Futbol Fanatics Soccer Camp for Kids.
Hi, I'm Avery del Rosario. I'm the Technical Director of Futbol Fanatics.
Please like Pitch Philippines on Facebook.
Please like Pitch Philippines in Facebook.